Hey guys, and welcome back to Ranger Reviews, and today we have another Lightning Collection figure for you. This is actually a 2-pack, which I'm very excited about because we're getting into new seasons and we're actually kind of crossing 2 seasons here. So without further ado, let's get into it. Ooh, that human head is leaving a little bit to be desired, but we'll get to it. All right, so here we have it. The Lightning Collection figure 2-pack of the Lost Galaxy Red Ranger, aka Leo, as well as Psycho Red. Primarily known for Power Rangers in space, it's the Psycho Rangers, but also a little bit of a return in Lost Galaxy. I'll also say on the back, is it just me or are there way too many zigzags on that boot and the gauntlets? I don't know why, it just looks wrong. All right, I can already see one thing that I'm not crazy about in this, but we'll get there. Let's open it up, figure out, and see. I do like the fact that they both kept the red on top. All right, so let's look at Lost Galaxy Red first. I'm really into this figure. I really like this. This is really, I mean, it just looks good, right? Like, it just looks good. It looks really nice. The helmet mold is perfect. The body itself is pretty good. The paint job is actually pretty good, except there's like a little white chip. Oh, never mind. There was just some debris. Is now gone. On the belt on the back, I'm not crazy about the paint smudge there. But I mean, overall, it looks really nice. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. Into his little holster. Look at that. That's nice. That's a nice little touch. We got 2 hands here. We got a fist and we got an open hand. Nothing special. We have the totally open Quasar Saber, and I will say, if you're able to see at all, you can't really see on this camera, but they actually do have the insignia of like the coin that's in there with the lion. So that's a nice little touch, nice little detail. They could have just left it blank, so I'm glad they didn't. We have Leo's head. It's not the worst head mold by any means. It does look a little bit older than Danny Slavin, the guy who plays Leo, but it actually works pretty well. Let's see what it looks like on the suit. That works really well. I like that a lot. Okay, I'll be the first to admit, I usually hate stuff like this. I'm usually not a big fan of stuff like this, but the fact that you can put the Quasar Saber in there, it's pretty cool, guys. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's cool that he can use it like this. I don't know, there's something, like, there's a lot of dynamic poses that you can do with this in a really cool way, and it looks really cool. So I like this. This is probably the first, like, effect thing that I've actually liked. Now let's look at Psycho Red. Spoiler alert, I'm actually so far ahead on the videos for In Space that I just finished editing and uploading and scheduling everything for the Psycho Ranger saga, the entirety of it. I have thoughts about it, and we'll get there when we get there. I think that we're actually going to be starting the Psycho Ranger series on Ranger Reviews starting, I believe, like the first Tuesday of January 2020. So Happy New Year. Here's some Psycho Rangers. Love this figure. Don't get me wrong. Let's look at it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I cannot express enough how well done the textures are of the armor, and just the little paint applications on here are actually beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love this. I hate this hand. I wish they had it molded this onto the hand like this. I will say, if this is something that you're into with the lightning effects and stuff like that, then this is beautiful. This is perfect. This is great. Luckily, you can trade out his hand for a closed fist or one that's kind of open, which is fine, but I wish I had an open hand like this. I've seen some people online that have just been cutting it off and then repainting the edges so that they just have an open hand. That's an option. I wish that we had just gotten an open hand option with this as like a covering that you could put on it, as opposed to that. I don't know. I feel like there's some other options they could have gone with. Maybe they would have made the whole 2-pack a little bit more expensive and within the price range that they're trying to keep in. Maybe it just wasn't feasible. But you know what? They made a choice. They made a creative choice. They went with it. I don't have to agree with it though. So we also have another hand that's just a closed fist. The other one holds stuff. This one is just a closed fist. Lastly is his sword. This is beautifully done. This is a great, like, gradient work that they have on the actual blade itself, similar to what's actually in the show. It looks just like what you see in the show, and honestly, even if it's not, I couldn't tell you. You don't really get to see the weapons up close in the show with these characters. So They could be totally lying to me. I don't know. Man, this is such a cool figure. I'm getting like giddy. This is so cool. This is really nice, guys. And the helmet does still come off. So spoiler alert, if you want to eventually get Zane, if they ever release him in Space Silver and you want to put his head on here, you could almost do a whole little joke. It's just a prank, it's just a prank. Flips him over his shoulder. If you don't get that, just hang out until like January and you'll understand. So, this is hands down the best 2-pack that Hasbro has done thus far. Like, I am trying to find some flaws with it. The only thing I can find is a personal preference with the lightning effects, and that's it. I mean, they got me to like one of their effects. How dare they? I think the fact that both of the suits are a little bit more simplistic in design and paint application needs definitely elevate this, because it's less to kind of mess up on with paint application. I will say again, the art on the back, there are way too many zigzags on this Red Ranger, and I don't know who went ham in Photoshop with having to readjust things, but like, my God, they need to calm the hell down. Other than that, like, if you are on the fence about getting the Lightning Collection figures at all, if you are unsure if you would want them, or if you just want these two, highly recommend. If you're going to get any Lightning Collection figures thus far, get this 2-pack. It is such a great introduction to the actual line, I think. You'll really get to see the best of the best with this. It might spoil you, actually, in hindsight, but I think it's really great. I also like the fact that Bandai was releasing the Psycho Rangers as one of their last things, and then they fizzled out, didn't even release pink and yellow Psychos. And I feel like it's really funny that Hasbro is pretty quickly on top of it, of being like, here's some Psycho Rangers. Here's 2 Psycho Rangers. I wish they would release yellow and pink like ASAP, but we'll see. 10 out of 10 recommend. Get it. We still have 2 that are missing from my collection. So we have Psycho Blue, which is actually in transit right now. And then we also have the Armored Black. So I'm still waiting for Armored Black to become available in the USA. I don't really want to import it if I don't have to. That would be more expensive. It's supposed to be a Walgreens exclusive. Is it going to show up in the US? Who knows? We'll see what happens with Armored Black. So hopefully I'll get to those 2 soon, and I'll be able to do some review videos for those as well. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe. I put out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday as we go through the Power Ranger series episode by episode and review it. And the web series I like to call Ranger Reviews. We are currently at episode 4 or 5 of Power Rangers in Space. I'm almost done scheduling everything for Power Rangers in Space. After this, I'm actually going to go film the last 4 episodes of Power Rangers in Space, so it's a wild ride. There are all these episodes coming, so stick around. I'm scheduled out till almost February, so you definitely got Power Rangers content coming to you for days. I'll see you guys next time, but until then, may the power protect you.